Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Sean McPherson with Adam Sussman, coming to you live from West Linn High School in West Linn, Oregon. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the Lithia Superstore pregame show powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon, and featuring West Linn Wrestling against Crater Wrestling. We are pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net and welcome our home and visiting fans to this broadcast. Joe Brett is our executive producer for tonight's broadcast. And Adam, tonight we have a wrestling dual meet between two of the best wrestling teams in the state. And you got Crater from 5A, you got the defending state champions from 6A, and they both come together from different sides of the state. It should be fun to watch. Absolutely.
These are two absolute powerhouses. We got 14 matches in total tonight. Obviously, they can range from as high as 6 minutes, or you can be pinned down in the first 5 seconds. But these are very talented wrestlers on each side, so I don't expect to see too much pins right away. But we're going from the weight class at 106, starting with Romeo Daly and Mike Diaz, going all the way up to 285. With Nate Passador and Justin Brem. So overall, Sean, this is a matchup I'm very excited to see. Coach Haga from Crater, we saw him earlier before, obviously, in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. And what a good job to bring his boys up here on a Thursday. Not easy to do the 5-hour drive. Thankfully it wasn't last week during the ice storm up in Portland and all over Oregon. But now here on January 25th, we're able to get it done. It's also a homecoming match, a bunch of seniors on each side. 6 for West Linn, 6 for Crater. It's going to be a great match overall. Sean, doesn't matter how big or small the school is. When it's not a team sport, when it's just one-on-one, it's all about the heart of the fighter. So I can't wait to see this one.
So right now we are meeting the respective members of each team and who they'll be matching up with. Pretty late in the season here for both of these teams. Getting ready for, postseason and the state wrestling tournament that's going to be taking place soon. And, both these teams get a chance to meet another team from, again, another side of the state, 5A versus 6A, a couple of powerhouses, and a good little mock for what's to come in a couple of, kind of a dress rehearsal, Adam, for a couple of weeks from now.
And Sean, you and I, while we know wrestling a little bit, we're not super familiar, but these introductions are super cool. When you put the lights out, you have the one bright light, and everybody gets their spotlight moment, whether they win, lose, or draw later on. Well, win or lose, this is wrestling, of course. It is cool to have this initial opening going from the lightest weight class to the heaviest. Let's preview some of the initial battles that we're going to see earlier on. Romeo Daly and Mike Diaz at 106 battling first. Johnny Novello, Blake Campetra going after that. Nate Gusdorf from West Linn and Philip Alger from Crater will be at the 126. If you're fighting in something like this, obviously it's an individual but also a team battle because you're trying to get points for your team and win the meet. So you want to set off the tone real early if you're Romeo Daly and Mike Diaz at the 106 group. Sean, I can't wait for this one. Should be very fun overall. Crater, we know, just an absolute powerhouse historically, and West Linn at the 6A level have been probably the best program in Oregon, so it'll be fun.
Absolutely. It's why if you're Crater, you want to drive all the way up this way and make this trip right before postseason. Late in the season, good chance for these teams to match up and see where they're at.
Crater's head coach, Haga, has 9 state titles to his name. West Linn, the defending state champs. Both have produced several Division I wrestlers. We're going to get the opening toss here. A packed-out gym here in West Linn, Oregon, about 40 minutes south of Portland. Sean and I had to battle some traffic to get here, but thankfully we did just in time. Matt disinfected after the JV match we watched earlier. That was high-level wrestling. This will be an even higher step up. While you can't necessarily see it on your screen right now, we have all the West Linn fans. On the other side, we have the Crater fans on the near side. And certainly good to see that they've made the trip up the I-5 all the way from Medford.
Yeah, before we see our first matchup here, a couple of West Linn Lions to keep your eye on in this broadcast. Charles Spinning at 145 pounds was the number 2 seed in the state tournament last year. and was an integral part of that state championship as we're just about underway. And 152 pounds, Henry Dillingham was the top seed as a junior, and he won a state championship last year against South Medford's Bridger Foss.
On our way here. Both going offensive right away. No points yet to be scored, about 20 minutes in. Just a reminder in wrestling, there is 3 2-minute periods. We're 40 seconds in to the first bout. Unlike the JV match we watched earlier, there was just 1 ref on the mat. For varsity, we have 2. To reiterate, down on bottom right now is Westland's Romeo Daly. Mike Diaz has the upper hand. He's in gray. All Daly really has right now is a grasp on the left leg.
This first match is so important, right? To get your team started, set the tone for the evening. Feels like there's more pressure on the lighter athletes because it's the first quarter to kind of compare it to another sport, right? Setting the tone for the rest of the event.
Diaz is doing that right now. A similar hold to what he had about a minute ago.
Still no points scored with 14 seconds left to go in the first round.
The wrestling that I do know, they usually like to go low early on. Both of these are going higher up, obviously a lower weight class. You can bring them down a little bit easier from higher up. Just yesterday, West Linn were at Tigard High School. See if there's any soreness from 24 hours ago. So far, Crater has the upper hand, but West Linn turning it right over. It's Romeo Daly.
Good reversal by Daly. And now they're picking up steam.
2 are going back and forth. West Linn with the upper hand right now, and there's 2 points for West Linn. Daly goes for the headlock. Diaz on all fours, lifting his left leg and getting Diaz on top of him. They call it a stalemate there.
Daly's getting closer here.
With 20 seconds left in period 2. This is where stamina comes into play.
Ooh, nearly an escape for Crater. But Daly's still in control with the round ending. So through 2 rounds, I think, feel free to disagree, Adam, but I think Daly's had the upper hand for West Linn.
For sure. 2 minutes left to change that for Crater. Diaz tries to go to aggressive and grabs the right leg, but Daly right on top of him again. Two going in circles. Neither quite have the high ground and back up to stance. Both trying to prevent the other person from diving down low at the shin area and bringing them to the mat. Neck on neck grab. Holding the left wrist is Diaz of Daly. Minute left. These two bouters have to be real tired at this point. A lot of lower body strength necessary at this point. They're just jousting against each other. And there's the attack.
So 38 seconds left.
Daly, the West Linn wrestler, on top of Diaz right now.
$11 seconds. You have to wonder what the strategy is here just to get out of this. Ooh, aggressive from Crater and Diaz. And that's it.
West Linn take the opening bout between Mike Diaz and Romeo Daly. That was Daly crowned champion.
So that makes the score 3-0.
So we got a freshman from Crater going onto the mat, Blake Camptra. He's at the 113 weight. He'll be wrestling with Johnny Novello. To reiterate, Johnny Novello in black, Camptra in gray. So 3-0 lead for West Linn right now. Off to a great start for their homecoming meet. A majority of these wrestlers did go yesterday, and good start by Crater there. Camptra trying to make up for the shortcomings of Diaz. And we almost got a pin here. Ref's right on the mat. Novello really trying to kick out of this. And he's being successful so far, but still, of course, the upper hand to Camptra. Camptra gets a war of applause from the near side of the gym where all the Crater fans are. An ideal start 45 seconds in. So many shouting advice at the vulnerable Novello right now. At a certain point, he may tire it out. Only 60 seconds left in this first period. No tap, of course, but a comfortable hold by Camptra. At the 113 weight, but they're fighting a lot stronger than that.
Now he's got both legs. Referee's taking a close look, and it's called. So what a response from Crater and Camptra, really from the start. was just dominant in that one.
Kamcher quite the height advantage there and use it to his use. Good sportsmanship, going to shake the hand of each coach.
Taking the mat for Crater at 120 pounds is Jeremiah. And coming up out of the tunnel for Westland is Nate Gustor.
The 120 weight. The home fighter, Nate Gustor from Westland, take on Jeremiah Olivia. Olivia, the Crater wrestler, on top first. Trying to do a similar move to what we just saw Kamcher do. Grab both legs right away. Westland vulnerable again. Ooh, that was almost an uncomfortable arm grab by Olivia. Gustorf gets out of it, but he's in trouble again. Sean, great response by Crater after a not great first wrestling match. We're in the third match of 14.
Yeah, ever since that loss in the first match, the next two, Crater has just asserted themselves right away.
So when you see the referee counting, it doesn't necessarily mean he's counting for a pin or a fall or anything like that, but you get 2 points if you hold your opponent for 2 seconds, 3 points if you hold your opponent for 5 seconds or more. So when you see the referee really clearly and concisely counting out to his side, it's important for points.
Yeah, just to be clear, our current score is 6-3 Crater.
Yeah, so 6 points for that previous pin victory by Blake Kamcher. He'll be a popular guy on the bus ride home.
So Westland gets out of the first round, but it was certainly all Crater, it appeared, the first round of this third match.
Great counter response there by Crater Jeremiah Olivia. In the 120 weight class right now. Has a firm grasp of that left leg, which is keeping Westland's Nate Gustorf on the ground. And after just being on bottom, Olivia goes top. It's an angle where it's tough to see who has position on who. Both of them are grabbing something or the other, and both are stuck on the mat right now. Trying to come to feet is Olivia. Gustorf on his left shoulder. He's contorting his body to stay alive in this match. Get the reset. Olivia does a good job. Ties up the legs of Gustorf. He puts his forearm in the back, upper back, neck area, keeping his head down. Gustorf trying to wrap out of it, but just as quickly. Olivia from Crater, a 9-time state champion high school, showing the pedigree of this program right now. And there's why. Jeremiah Olivia, the winner. Crater keeps up the good form.
So 12 straight points for Creator here on the road against the defending 6A state champs.
Yeah, so 6 points for the pin, bigger than just the 3 in the opening bout. All right, period 1, 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go at the 126 weight class. Philip Alger from Crater and Colby Cook for home side West Linn. A lot of handwork early on. This one, Sean, a more scrappy, less gregarian style wrestling match.
Yeah, they're going all out right away.
This one feels like there's going to be another pin in it again.
That's right. I mean, you can't hold this kind of energy for 3 straight rounds. They're so aggressive.
Really good start by Colby Cook here. 30 seconds in.
West Linn needs it.
Yeah. Down 9 points already. A 6-pointer would be huge. Still 10 matches to go. Nothing would bring the home crowd to their feet like a pin or fall victory. And Crater doing a good job. Staying alive is Philip Alger. Chance of come on Colby coming from the far side, and these two are throwing their legs in the air, battling for real estate on the mat. So Colby Cook can't quite get the grip he's wanting. Having a long wingspan certainly helps in wrestling, trying to go the inside of his leg and around his shoulder and then grab him around the chest area and just put him in a lock that he cannot get out of. Can Philip Alger solve the puzzle and get out of this? Only has 10 seconds left to go in the period, though. The squad would appreciate if he can make it through the entirety of the 6 minutes. Period 1 down. West Linn upper hand thus far.
Upper hand, but Gouger was in a really precarious spot there, and he gets out of it courtesy of the buzzer. Now he gets kind of a clean reset.
Talked about Coach Greg Haga, Hall of Famer. On the other side, Kevin Keeney. Newer to the wrestling ranks here, but certainly just as prolific in winning in his early career. Start of period 2, similar to how period 1 ended. Colby Cook on top, using his left leg to pin down the right leg of Alger. Alger right back in the spot he was in. This time, not as horizontal to the mat. He's able to get his backside in the air and trying to make himself as really squirmish on the ground as possible right now. He's being pushed to the outskirts of the mat.
Cook's getting closer and closer here. He's had the upper hand throughout this entire match, and West Linn would love these 6 points. And out of bounds, they have to reset just as Cook had a good position there.
Cook will start on top. Something Olivia did so well last match was even when he was on bottom, he could just as quickly go on the offensive.
But Alger hasn't been able to do that. Cook has been ferocious. And I think Alger's best chance is that Cook runs out of gas, because Cook's been really aggressive throughout this round and a half.
Pretty tiresome to try to get out of what Cook's doing, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're a runner, Sean. You definitely appreciate your stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the outskirts of the mat again. Alger on his feet for a second, and then swept back down. Cook loves using his forearms to really keep him down. So then you have to do arm play just to get your head off of the mat.
So Cook flips his body there, and yeah, you're right. He's got his forearms. He's constantly moving them around.
It's been fun, Sean, because every match we've seen of the four is very different. All right, still 12-3, 3 minutes on the clock, final period between Alger and Cook. Well, Alger has been just inferior in this battle. His team would appreciate it if he only bleeds out 3 points and not 6.
Oh, what a counter there.
So 3 seconds there. Now we'll get him 2 points on the board and continue on the trend of him likely winning this matchup. Now it's a matter of if it's going to be a pin or a win, courtesy of the time running out.
Linn wants this to be a pin. And Cook had such a good reversal there, and now he's just looking to finish it off.
This crowd ready to explode.
It's just a matter of buying time, stalling for Alger. 1 more minute. I think Crater's best case scenario here is 3 points for Linn. With how dominant Cook has been.
Cook in this third period has been trying to pull back the arms a little bit, eliminate the escape route for Alger. Up next at 132, we have Ryder Sprague and Aiden Godley. But for right now, 35 precious seconds. Cook grabbing the mid-drift, trying to pull Alger around. Can't quite. Alger, he's 126. If he was 120, maybe Cook could have done it. But he's standing his ground. Cook, there you go.
Oh, and Alger now in the commanding position as the buzzer rings.
So it should be confirmed here in a second, but the expected result, likely 3 points going Linn's way. Let's see it.
And Cook gets it.
Yep, 3 points for Linn. 4 matches down. 2 have belonged to Linn, 2 have belonged to Crater, but of course the 2 Crater victories came via pin, so that beats them at 12 points and just 6 for Linn.
Fans, it's time to tune in to the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 107.9, featuring the VZIN Network, The Rich Eisen Show, live NFL games, and local and regional programming ahead. Ace Sports Radio, as we're underway with match number 5.
Aiden Godley of Crater and Ryder Sprague of Linn. The weight class 132 is what they each weighed in at.
And again, Linn's strongest 2 are coming up between Dillingham, and then for Linn you also have
Crater with the upper hand early on. No way he can get a pin here this early, but he's got a strong hold. Aiden Godley with Crater putting on a godly performance right now, a minute in. Trying to get under the armpit area of Sprague. But Sprague does a good job onto his feet. Impressive stuff from Godley to take him right back down. Putting all that pressure on his back. as he tried to stood up, and he just couldn't sustain it. So that was just 1 point for Godley there. A reset in action for Sprague. Can attack this as he have up his sleeve to get back in this matchup. Thanks for joining us on Table Rock Sports. I'm Adam Suss. I'm joined by Sean McPherson. A quick pause in the action, but 30 seconds left in the period, and we're back underway. Crater trying to get back to winning ways. And Sean, you'd have to say they certainly had the better in that opening 2 minutes.
I'd say so, yeah.
Can Godley continue? Beyond our comprehension, so many different styles when it comes to wrestling. It's been fun to see how each match is very different. This one, there's a lot more kind of upright wrestling to start. It's a rarity in wrestling, but if you can pin both shoulders down, that's considered a fall, and you win the match right away, too. Of course, pin's much more common, but that is an option and almost in play right there. But that's why you see when wrestlers go down, they always put their two hands up first to try to get their shoulders off the mat. Got to keep your shoulders up. That's key. Good pressure by Godley. Up next at 138, we have Joey Hutchins and Oscar Doses. Godley continued excellence, nearly has a grab on the left ankle. Has a tight grip on the right hand of Sprague. He's come a long way from Crater and putting on a great performance. Trying to leg grab. And this could be trouble for Sprague. This is one that I can't imagine is easy to get out of. Leg grab has loosened, though. Good job by Sprague. The Crater. And Godley going back at it. Almost the countdown begins. Applause from the far side as Sprague able to get out of that one. On the attack. All match long. Godley again. Period 2 comes to a close. Sean, how much do you think height comes into play here? Obviously, they're both the exact same weight, but Godley does have a few inches on Sprague.
I definitely think height makes a difference, you know, both for good and for bad. I think there's advantages to being tall, advantages to being small, and I think it's certainly, you know, matchups can be won or lost based on the height.
Godley hooks the leg right away. I would say beyond just height. Watching wrestling all day here at the JV level and now varsity, the wingspan is so important too to try to get your grasp.
And I'd also add that out of all the matches we've seen so far, I've seen some even ones, but this one I think is a close call as there's the pin. And Crater is now 3-2 in their 5 matches, but they've won all of those with 6 points.
18-6. You're right, Sean. I mean,
That makes a difference.
if you were Sprague and able to just hold on another minute, you only bled 3 points. Oscar Doses, a state champion, Sean. He's up next.
Yeah, you got a couple of those. You got Dillingham as well, and
so this is big here for West Linn because this is a way they can get back quick. Doses, more conservative to start. Letting Joey Hutchins from Crater. Doses hasn't shown that state champion pedigree yet, but surely it's coming. Only 30 seconds into period 1. This is Joey Hutchins from Crater. This is at the 138 level. This is an upright match so far. Neither have really dived down. They're trying to pull down from up high instead of dive down low. If you miss that low dive, you're in trouble. Match of attrition. And there's a great leg grab by Doses, and that's why he's a state champion. Puts him on the mat just like that. His weight over him has 2 legs grabbed right now. West Linn with the upper hand trying to get back in this one. They're around 18-6 right now. And Doses trying to get 6 points on the board and cut that lead in half. And that was a cheetah striking right there. Good job by Hutchins. Got out of it for a second. Still has his arms as utility, but now Doses trying to capture that. Last match, we of course saw Aiden Godley put up 6 points in the third period. Aiden and Jackson Godley's dad, Justin, was a 2-time state wrestling champion at Crater. Also a sponsor of Table Rock Sports, so someone who's a big supporter, of course, Crater Wrestling, but also the broadcast and all high school broadcasts we're able to put on here at Table Rock.
yeah, and this match we're watching right now is kind of sandwiched in between the two Godleys.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Godley coming up next.
I'm sure they argue all the time on which brother had the better performance, and Jackson's going to have his work cut out for
That's
him
right.
after what Aiden did.
But, you know, at the end of the day, they're a team.
Doses has been the most technically gifted wrestler I've seen from the West Linn side so far today. He conserves his energy tank, and when he attacks, he really goes. I mean, he's able to flip them on the mat pretty easily. Hutchins, fighting strong, though. It's interesting because Doses didn't really set the tone in the first 30 seconds, but then he had that one move, brought the crowd to its feet, and it's been all him since. Trying to deplant that left foot of Hutchins. He does so. As a 180 flip. Grabbing him around the collarbone shoulder area. And taking away the option to stand up by smushing his leg in between his two. Crater obviously not a close ride. These guys may have bust legs, but they're certainly out now. We watched them warm up. Pretty physical warm-up, really. And West Linn did have a battle yesterday at Tigard High School. So they're maybe a little sore, but also have fresh competition in their blood.
Hey, you look at West Linn's schedule. Coming out of here. A lot of wrestling, and in less than a month, they're going to be at the state championships looking to defend their title. So all these meets, all these dual meets, You know, you want to win them, but at the end of the day, it's really about trying to peak for that districts on February 17th and that state championship at the Memorial Coliseum on February 23rd and 24th. Same thing with Crater.
Yeah, I love that that's the venue for the state champion final. Such an iconic place in Portland.
I graduated high school in that building. Michael Jordan played basketball in that building.
The Beatles played in that building.
Beatles played in that building. I graduated high school in that building.
Just as big. All right, final period coming. Hutchins will get something to do. He hasn't much. Starting the offensive. Can he get a takedown and scrap back 2 points early on? He's doing well. Can't grab that right leg of Doses. He's really trying. Best action of the match for Joey Hutchins. Hutchins has been on top for 42 seconds. But no pin, not even close. It feels like Doses is just grinding for that counter chance. He knows he has the upper hand in points right now. So his key priority is not to get pinned. Let's see it, Hutchins. Can you beat a defending state champion? The confidence boost this will give him and Crater is immeasurable. But Doses back on his feet for a moment and now down on all fours. Isn't laying flat, still has his knees on the ground, and then Hutchins back on top. Has a good hold on the left leg of Doses.
Doses almost had the reversal there, and Hutchins slammed him back down.
And now he's grabbing onto the right leg and the neck. Can Hutchins do this? He's got him in a hold, and Doses gets out.
And here's the reversal. Now Doses is on top.
You saw a referee signal 2 points for the reversal there. And with 8 seconds left, that should just about do it. Doses is going to get points back on the board for West Linn.
So I think that we can agree is the most thrilling and most competitive match so far.
Especially period 3.
It puts a couple of points on the board for West Linn. Makes our score 18-9. Solar Pros and owner Mason Mahaffey invite you to learn how you could save thousands on solar panels installation for your home. Visit Solar Pros Facebook page to learn more. Search Facebook Solar Pros PNW. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Love Day is coming in February, where $1 from every drink is donated back to local organizations.
For this matchup, as we mentioned a moment ago, Jackson Godley, brother of Aiden, will go against George Kovachev. Excuse me, Kovachkov. It's a V at the end. Good start by Kovachev. Chance of come on, George. It's at the 144 weight. Jackson Godley has him where he wants him right now. I misspoke earlier. There was actually Godley on top. Referee blocking your view. Sorry for that. The strong left bicep pulling back the right arm for a moment. We'll reset things with Godley on top. His brother got 6 points. Can he do the same? Excuse me. I misspoke. Go back to the starting stance. Swats with the left. Godley early on. Two are grappling down low, holding each other's wrists. Godley tries to get a grip behind the neck. Kovachkov. Kovachkov on one knee, trying to power himself forward. And then grabbing the left leg. Good job by Godley. On top again. we have 1 point. Kavachkov there. Godley has to bring him down from the back of the neck again. He's only got one leg right now. That's dangerous. But he used the offensive momentum of Kavachkov against him.
Sometimes when these wrestlers make their move, they end up falling out of bounds, and it kills their whole momentum.
Gets the momentum right back with 2 points, Godley. He's had the upper hand 90 seconds into period 1. Score for the teams, 18 for Crater, 9 for West Linn. So here in West Linn, Oregon, about 40 minutes south of downtown. It was great by Godley, dragging him across the mat. 2 more points for Godley. He's racking them up in this first period as the buzzer goes. Here we go. Godley on the offensive, trying to pick him up from down low. Instead, brings him to the ground. Efficient work by Godley. So he's trying to use, looked like he was trying to use that right knee for a moment, but Kavachkov still has total leg access. Working up high is Godley. Now on their side, going back on top. Grabbing the right wrist, Kavachkov casually sort of gets out of it. I think Godley afforded him that. Trying to get a better grip elsewhere. Still working on that right wrist, extending out the arm, not letting him get up. He's favoring going around the pec and up on the shoulder. Still has a grip on him. They're close to being out of bounds there, and then brings him back inside. Has a confident grip out right. Now using the left. Kavachkov bringing that arm lower, making it uncomfortable for Godley. 40 seconds left in the period. Godley brings his knees in to help him out. Hasn't really worked on the legs too much of Kavachkov.
Only 15 seconds left to go in this round. They're flirting with that out-of-bounds line. Right now, Godley in the commanding position.
I think Godley would be happy to see this one out, considering he's certainly had the upper hand on points. Well on his way to 3, if not 6, in the final 2 minutes of period 3.
And there's the buzzer.
So, Sean, while there is, of course, 3 2-minute periods, not much of a breather in between at all.
No, and that's the idea. I mean, it's only 3 2-minute periods, and doesn't sound like a lot, but it gets exhausting, and you don't want to give these competitors a fresh, you don't want them to allow them to catch their breath. Really is a test of conditioning. And these athletes work so hard for this. I remember when I was in high school, the word around school and the athletic department was no one worked harder than the wrestlers.
No, not at all.
Between the lifting and the running and
making weight.
Yeah, whether you're cutting or gaining weight.
His head is lower than he'd like, but almost a flip onto the mat. Godley has both of his ankles kind of being grabbed right now by Kavachkov. Let's go again with a minute left in the period. Wouldn't be surprised if Kovachkov really goes in the offensive. He knows he's been inferior thus far. Right over the W and the West Linn logo. Ooh, kind of a jerk down by Godley. Now on top yet again, a familiar place over the last 5 minutes. Nearly halfway done through the meet. Jackson Godley trying to do what his brother Aiden did. Grab 6 points. He may have to settle with 3, but still a mightily impressive performance. Has him in grip, and with 10 seconds left to go, clock will tick slowly away, and Crater will likely go up 21-9. Impressive stuff by Jackson Godley.
So Justin Godley, the father of both Godleys, Aiden and Jackson, is one happy dad watching at home on Table Rock with a couple of victories for the two sons. Varsity debut for Mason Cartwright. Taking on Cutler Christensen. 150 pounds and our 7th match of the day. Current score 22-9 in favor of Crater. 22 points, courtesy of 3 pins and the most recent win by Godley. So how will Cartwright of West Linn perform in his varsity debut, as the PA announcer alluded to? Taking on Christensen, and so far so good for Cartwright. We reset. About 40 seconds into this match. Sure, there's so much excitement and adrenaline for Cartwright. Getting coached up. And up next, we're going to see Henry Dillingham, who is defending state champ and a guy who's gone head-to-head with some nationally ranked wrestlers. The 157-pound division. He'll be going against Foster Tizioli. And the countdown's on, but then there's the reversal. And back on top is Cartwright. With 15 seconds left to go in the round, Cartwright on top. And they're going to go out of bounds. And that should do it. Nope, clock will stop at 6 seconds. A lot of excitement for Cartwright right now in his varsity debut.
I mean, especially going against a runner-up in state last year. And Cutter Christensen. They said they was 3rd in state last year, making his varsity debut. Cartwright, the 150 weight, doing pretty dang good.
Yeah. Ooh, and there's a suplex there from Cartwright as that will end the round. So you often see, you always see support from both teams, but it feels like there's that extra bit of support for Cartwright right now from his coaches and teammates, considering this is such a big moment for him. His first time.
His team needs it, too.
His team needs it. Down by 13 points as we enter the second.
That's where the experience may come into play, though, for Christensen. Christensen thrown down again. I mean, he's hoping right now that Mason Cartnight is using all of his energy in the first period and a half or so. And then he can use his experience, grit, determination to come back and put up 6 more or 3 more on the board for Crater.
What is to say about the depth on West Lynn's team, considering you have a guy like Cartnight who it's taken him this long to get moved up to the varsity team, and he's performing this well against a runner-up state champ caliber wrestler like Cutler Christensen.
And while he lost earlier, Johnny Novello from West Linn was a true freshman, and he didn't fare incredibly so, but he's still got 3 years left to put in, and I'm sure he's going to be looking forward to facing Crater next year.
And we're back underway with 1:38 left to go in the second round.
Cartnight's move is certainly he likes to grab around the midriff and try to flip him up in the air. And that's one that you can really knock the wind out of you if you get put on your back.
There's a reversal there for Christensen, who's now on top. Holding Cartnight's neck down. He's got his forearm around his neck.
Can't get the other arm all the way around. He'll stick on that neck area with his right.
Cartnight trying to reverse out of it.
He certainly has a different fighting style than we saw Godley have last match. He's trying to pin more so with the legs than the upper, like Godley had success with. And now he's around his shoulder and neck.
A lot of coaching from West Linn.
Right leg locked. I mean, on your varsity debut, it makes sense. 30 seconds left in period 2.
Yeah, that's the key there, Adam. The legs are locked, so no matter what goes on with the hands, it's really hard for Cartnight to get out of this and reverse out of this when Christensen's got his legs locked around his legs.
This is one, Sean, where we can usually predict after the first 2 periods how it's going to go, but this is one that almost feels like a Game 7 coming up in period 3 where it can go either way.
Well, it felt like Cartnight may have had round 1, and this has been Christensen in round 2, and a sigh of relief for West Linn and Cartnight, who definitely didn't have the upper hand in that second round, but now get a clean slate here in the third round. We'll see how this goes.
This is one where I'm excited to see. All right, here we go. The experienced Christensen versus the newcomer Mason Cartnight. Who gets the upper hand?
Like I said, West Linn has a defending state champ coming up next, so West Linn would love the momentum from a victory here, and Crater would love some insurance before Dillingham takes the mat. So now it's Christensen on top. More of the same from late in the second round, and we're back in a neutral position.
Impressive evasion there from Cartnight.
Yeah, who's about to step out of bounds. Might have a reset here. We do. With 1:21 left to go in the final round of our 7th match of the day. About halfway through this meet.
Christensen trying to sweep the leg, but there goes Cartnight.
West Lynn's team's going crazy for Cartnight, who had a huge move there. Is now looking to put the finishing touches on. And it's reset. And West Linn is not happy.
They thought they deserved more after that move from Cartnight. Possibly. I think what they wanted to get was a fall. They thought he had both shoulders on the mat. That's my hypothesis because, I mean, head coach, everybody was very upset with it. And now they're still talking to the referee. And in the stoppage, both wrestlers are going to catch their breath, too.
Yeah, and that's big. There's only 40 seconds left. You get to catch your breath for the longest we've seen any wrestler catch their breath in a match tonight. And West Linn's not happy, but we continue to wrestle.
It's been the match of the night so far.
Out of bounds. 29 seconds left. That was early. Yeah, that was
foul play.
Infraction, yep.
So I'll go point towards Mason Carnite. Foul play by Christensen. Only 1 point against them, though.
Yeah. Both coaches very involved in this match. It feels like this
he
feels like
one again. Ooh, they didn't give it that time though. They did. They gave it the other way. Now each with 1 point for foul play. This time it's clean with 25 seconds to go. Carnite in black, Christensen in gray. Varsity debut for Carnite. Could not be going better. 17 seconds left.
And now another intervention here. Yeah, this has felt like the climax of this event so far. And the fans are getting fired up, and
they're chanting Mason in this place.
What a cool story. Mason Carnite going head-to-head with the more experienced Cutler Christensen. 17 seconds left.
Cutler Christensen goes low early, goes low twice. Looks like he's got a grab there on the left leg.
They're out of bounds again. It's been a lot of that.
8 seconds. Can't wait to see who's going to be crowned.
He went early again. Christensen's been going early before the referee approves. West Linn's not happy about it.
Two points there at the end.
And Carnite takes the victory.
What a debut. Of course, only 3, but he'll remember that match forever, getting all kinds of pats on the back from everybody.
There was so much that went down during that match. So much break and some really big moments throughout that. Now he's getting congratulations from all his teammates, but West Linn still trails by 10.
Adrenaline's got to be rushing for him there. Obviously, he wants his team to win, but he'll remember this.
Yeah, up next we have Henry Dillingham and Buster Tazzoli.
So can the higher weights here from West Linn scrap their way back into this one? Carnite certainly did his job. Henry Dillingham for West Linn will be the favorite.
Tazzoli, excuse me. Henry Dillingham.
Pretty cool to have your title be read out as defending state champion.
That's right.
Aggression early on. These guys are strong. Really fighting for hand position, going left and right and left and right. Both have a grip on the back of the neck. Good grappling. Neither to mat yet, 20 seconds in. Tazzoli will try first, probably to his disadvantage. As Dillingham.
He's got his leg.
Pin.
Right away, Dillingham, seeing why he's a defending state champ. He had his leg, and now he's on top. Spinning him around.
Dillingham, 2 on the takedown, 2 air ball.
Can Tazioli get out of this?
So Dillingham did get awarded 2 points there for a near fall, which means when you're holding your opponent for 2 seconds, wasn't able to get the 3, holding him down for 5.
It's been all Dillingham so far. Count is on. It stops. He hooks the arm there. 2 points.
2 more. This is our opening period that has belonged to Dillingham. He's got at least 4 on the board, if not mistaken more. I think 6 total. The hush falls over. He's Dillingham trying to go to work. I got 10 seconds left in this one, but he's gotten his money's worth in the first period.
Feels like for West Linn, down by 10 points, this is a moment where you're going to want 6. You're going to want 6 because you have a deficit, and this is arguably your strongest athlete. And the start that Dillingham had, I don't see why they can't get 6 here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're yet to get a 6 point. They're yet to get a pin tonight.
They've gotten 12 points the hard way.
As we have a breakage in the action. Spring Sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where it's wrap up the year time for deals. And our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, now with 9 locations in Southern Oregon to serve you. The Ace Sports Radio is on the air, Southern Oregon's new source for sports, AM 1300, FM 107.9. Tune in January 3rd for our grand opening debut of Tee It Up Southern Oregon, our local 1 to 3 p.m. show hosted by Joe Brett.
Sean, you and I have both worked in sports radio. We both know Joe Brett. It's going to be a fun combination.
Well, it's already started. Started January 3rd. Have to tune in. Back underway for the second round. See if Tazioli can respond. But no, Dillingham. Quite the move there. He's asserting himself once again.
Dillingham had a moment of inferiority there, but now right back into Zola, and he's pinning that left arm behind him. God, that seems uncomfortable. His left shoulder won't be feeling super awesome tomorrow morning. Going with a wide stance is Dillingham. Not the hardest to get out of, but no room to operate, really. Now he goes more narrow, going directly on top of him. Haga, the head coach for Crater, barking out instructions to Tazioli.
Here we go. Nearly a pin there. They're flirting with the out-of-bounds line.
They get some more points there.
Uh-huh.
He's up 11-0 in this matchup right now, Sean.
Feels like he's right on the doorstep for a pin. And here we go. The countdown was on momentarily.
Now this will be another battle that where Dillingham is essentially wrapped it up coming into the third period as we have 6 seconds left to go. It'll be, can he last that final 2 minutes into Zoli and only give up 3 instead of 6? And when you're up 10 points, that's what you want to do. 11-0 up Dillingham right now, going to the final period of the bout. So shots from the Crater side. Have your best 2 minutes, score points. Ooh. Went for a big swing around the neck, and that was almost a boxing move like from Dillingham, just evading the swipe, ducking down low.
Yeah, Dillingham's going to be aggressive here.
These guys have to have some strong forearms.
He's got the legs hooked.
Yeah, he's got the right for a moment. He's only trying to straighten out and squeal through.
And there's the big move. And that's it. What a move there for Dillingham, who puts it away and earns 6 points for his team. And suddenly we're tooth and nail, 22-18. Coming down to the last couple of matches.
It's one thing to have pressure on you to get all 6. It's another thing to actually do it. Dillingham showing why he's a defending state champion. Excellent performance. Caleb Confield of Crater taking on JC Kovami. It's at the 175. Excuse me. First, we have Elijah Cole versus Lucas Gray. That's what we're seeing right now at the 165. Lucas Gray of West Linn and Elijah Cole of Crater. Gray on top to start. 2 points on the board quickly. All of a sudden, if West Linn get a pin victory, they'll be in the lead. Seemed insurmountable just some time ago. But an improbable Manson Carnite victory over Cutter Christensen, put up 3. And Henry Dillingham took care of his job and put up 6. It was just 22-9, now 22-18.
And already West Linn threatening to score 6 more points right away.
So you see the ref trying to get real low to see if both shoulders touch the mat, which would be a fall victory in all 6 points.
And that's it. 2 straight pins. So West Linn now leads 24-22. How about the response from the Lions with 2 straight pins? They went most of this meet without a pin, and 12 quick points between Dillingham and Gray.
I'm excited for this close.
The pressure's back on Crater now.
JC Kovami in black, the West Linn wrestler. And we have Caleb Confield. It's going to be a fun one.
Only 4 more matches.
Kovami voluntarily goes to one knee for a moment. He was trying to bait Confield. Kovami throws him off. Both these wrestlers trying to get to the lower center of gravity and explode up. It's just good strength here by Kovami, pushing him all the way to the edge. Both these wrestlers being a little bit more conservative than the other matches we've seen. They're happy to release grip and try to go again. It's been a minute. Neither has put the other to the mat. But a prime opportunity for points considering it's 0-0 so far. Who can take this first period?
Yeah, they're just playing mind games with each other right now.
They certainly put their minds close together for most of this.
Yeah. And waiting for the other to make their move. And there's Kavami making the move, and he throws him out of bounds.
2 points.
2 points for Kavami. It's only a matter of time till one of them jumped at the other.
And now you have to make the more conservative Confield go on the offensive to try to catch those 2 points. Still a lot of the match to go. Kavami trying to sneak a knee in there. Confield back on his feet, and there goes Kavami. Excitement from the West Linn side, but Confield feels good to retort. So unless the referee adjusts something here, I think Kavami is only up 2-0 right now. Still lots to come.
Yeah, there wasn't much that happened in that round one besides that one aggressive move from Kavami to throw him out of bounds, earn 2 points, but Confield's very much in this thing. Unlike the last 2 matches where it was all West Linn. This one, it feels like we're back to an even matchup.
Kavami trying to get on his feet, and that time he just realizes, hey, Confield's momentum is going low, may as well try to bring him down with me, and that's exactly what he does. Has a good grip around the shoulders and the wide.
There's Kavami threatening to pin him here.
The last thing you want as a wrestler is to be on your back, and Confield, while he got taken down, did a good job going the other way.
5 points on that move for Kavami. He leads 7-0.
Confield at least avoids the pin. He's able to get onto his stomach instead of his back. So a matchup that was just 22-9 in terms of the totality of the meet in favor of Crater is now 24-22. An unanswered comeback from West Linn, and they're continuing that right now. Kavami up 7-0 in this matchup. One move from Confield can change a lot, though. Some uncomfortability as his legs are spread wide apart. Darting down with his head first is Kavami. And then Confield changes up the position. Only 3 seconds left. It'd be impressive if Kavami can get anything out of this. Nope.
So an uphill climb for Confield. He's yet to score a point in this match heading into round 3.
So what does Confield have up his sleeve? Still 0 points on the board, but gets to start on the offensive. Good turn by Kavami right away.
Confield's got his right foot.
Trying to sweep that right arm, which was the support system for Kavami, and did so pretty successfully. This is the best we've seen from Confield so far. was from his side to his stomach. Confield on top has owned the opening 45 seconds of the final period. Confield's smart enough to know the circumstances. He needs a pin, not just points right here. Ooh, what's he got here? Confield, quite the hold right now. Kovami can't kick out of it. Now he's somewhat able to evade and slowly crawl his way out. Much to the crowd's delight here at West Linn High School. The Confield still has 20 seconds left to work. Dragging over with the left leg.
3, 2, and that's it.
Kovami gets the victory. Confield was the better fighter in the final period, but that does not matter. Kovami earns 3 more points for his team.
With 3 more matches left to go, we're getting heavier and heavier. Zach Welsh and Cooper Fisher, 190 pounds.
These fighters battling at 190.
The scoring run for West Linn. I believe that's now 15 straight points for the Lions, who were down 22-12.
Yeah, that was quite the swat there from Cooper Fisher. I don't think they're going to give any foul play. Both shared a swat. That one, you got to make sure your fist is not closed. Okay. Welch and Fisher going back at it. Shouts from the West Linn side saying go inside with your left hand. And that's what Welsh tried to do right there. Grab the back of the neck of Fisher with his left.
Fisher goes low and takes out his legs.
Gets under that right arm, trying to pin his arm behind his back. The far side of the mat. Fisher has the advantage, puts up some points on the board. He's up 2-0 right now.
Out of bounds.
Still just the 2 for Fisher. I mean, Sean, if Fisher can get 3 or 6 here, it's going to come down to the final fight. And we talked about the pressure of being first way back when with Mike Diaz and Romeo Daly. But while we've had a great broadcast, that might be one point where you're wrong because it could be coming down to the end.
Yeah, it's kind of, I used to run track and the relay races, you always got a little nervous when your coach told you were the anchor leg because it's a lot of pressure to be the anchor leg in a relay race, knowing that you either won or lost the race for your team, basically. So that's similar to being the heavier guys for these teams in this close of a matchup.
Fisher and Welsh going at it. 1 point on the board for Welsh, 2 for Fisher with 5 seconds left to go. So, Sean, we're looking at the matchup at the schedule of this meet right now. We're supposed to have Reagan Gowan going against someone, but there was a forfeit there at the 2:15, so I think there's only one fight left after this.
Well, you know what I noticed, Adam, is that one fighter we were looking forward to watching was for West Linn you had Charles Spinning, who's the defending state champ, I believe, or one of the best wrestlers in the state, and not seeing him on the roster tonight.
Well, it also just sucks for Reagan Gowan, who has to come from Medford and unfortunately doesn't get that fight.
It's a good point. So I thought we had 2 left. It looks like may have only one match left,
which makes this so important right now for Crew to try to get back into it.
And pretty uneventful so far, just 2-1.
Cooper Fisher trying to keep Crater in this thing.
That's going to be out of bounds.
That was a good job there by Zach Welsh, where he was certainly on the defensive, but was able to stay on his feet and not concede any points. It's also my presumption with the forfeit, just looking at the sheet, it says forfeit, but maybe they found someone to go against Reagan Gowan. Hopefully for Gowan they did.
So 1:12, 72 seconds left to go in this very important match. It's 2-1 in favor of Crater's athlete.
These two battling it out 190. Cooper Fisher leads narrowly 2-1 halfway through the match. Fisher, what can he concoct on the offensive? Goes immediately for that right ankle. Doesn't get the grip. Will go over the midriff instead. Now goes for the right arm. Gets it. Has that right shoulder down. Fisher doesn't earn any points for his struggles, but certainly waning the stamina. That's a good takedown. Yeah, see both elbows down for Welch there. So while he did get taken to the mat, no points earned.
There's a point for West Linn.
2-2.
16 seconds left.
Both pushing each other's shoulders. Gonna wait out these final seconds. Gonna be all eyes on round 3. Cooper Fisher upset with Zach Welch there. Thought he kind of threw a palm to the face instead of the back of the head neck area. Threw out his hands in frustration. The referee didn't agree with his assertion, though.
And now Fisher letting his anger out with a nice reversal there.
2 points. Prater would love if this scoreline stands. Making it 27-25 in favor of West Linn going into the final match. Still 90 seconds to change that, though, if you are West Linn.
Back to neutral.
Zach Welch also earned a point there, 4-3. Huge by Fisher here.
2 more points for Fisher.
40 seconds left.
He's got to hold it for 40 more for Fisher. A point for West Linn, 6-4.
Yeah, Welch got out of that hold, so he earns a point. 30 to go. Exciting stuff at West Linn High School.
Welsh has a chance to put this dual meet away, potentially. It's going to take a strong effort, though. 10 seconds.
All of the West Linn sides say go, go, go. He's down by 2 right now, 5 seconds to go.
And that is it.
Cooper Fisher with the victory will earn 3 points. Zach Welch still on the mat, rather upset, but that was a great match overall.
So let's see, Adam, if this is going to come down to this final match. Let's see who they introduce next.
Take my headset off and listen here. So they said Reagan Gowan wins match by forfeit.
Wins match by forfeit.
This is 3 or 6. That's important. Oh, they do have a fighter. Never mind. The PA had it wrong. Nope, never mind.
Nope, they brought him into the middle of the mat just to raise his arm and give him the victory, so and it was 6 points.
6.
All right, so it comes down to this. 4-point lead for Crater, 31-27, as we have reached the 285-pound Passador versus Brown.
So West Lynn's Passador needs a pin if West Linn is to win this meet.
Passador has a huge, looks like maybe a shoulder injury with the wrap around his back.
Trying to pull that arm down.
Got to be aggressive if you're Passador. And
Bram just trying to put his body weight on Passador there. Apply some pressure. Match still scoreless. Of course, the score doesn't really matter here, Sean. It's all about the pin or nothing, which is a tough situation to put Passador in.
Passador makes his move, goes low, and a good reversal. 2 points for Crater by Brown.
Justin Brown has the better of Passador right now. Has them in a tight space on 2 knees. Trying to eliminate any arm play, and that will close out period 1. So, Sean, 4 minutes separates Crater and victory in this meet. Make the trip up the I-5. So much worth it. And a fun one back down. Brem kind of had his head cocked back there, but it was all good. Whiplash didn't really affect him. Passador trying to get lower. He's practically at a right angle right now. Isn't bending his knees all too much. Yeah, he's got a big wrap on that right shoulder. You're right, Sean. Nice to see throughout this meet we haven't seen any injuries. Going in circles.
Brown. He's got his elbow hook, 2. The count is on.
No whistle horns yet.
Brem with a chance to win it, and it's over.
Crater win the meet. Go back down to Medford with victory. A good finale by Brem. West Linn needed the pin, and instead it goes the other way.
Brem had a lot of pressure on him. Basically, he had that pressure of, okay, if I get pinned, I lose it for my team. I have to hold on here.
You got to take risks. You got to take risks you otherwise wouldn't.
How about that resilience from Brem to close it out and get the pin in the second round for a 10-point victory for the Comets?
Final goes down as 37-27 for a moment there. It was certainly shaky for Crater, Sean. They were up 22-9, and then you blink and it's 25-22. They're down. A forfeit, of course, helped, but even so, I'm glad this meet wasn't decided by the forfeit because Brem, because he got that pin, even if the forfeit went the other way, it still would have been a Crater victory.
Mm-hmm. So now it's time for the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show, which comes your way now. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. So, Adam, as we watched, I believe it was 13 different matches, which one stuck out to you the most, and what were some of your favorite moments from a dual meet that featured two of the state's best teams?
Well, I'll pick one on each side. The Carnite-Christensen match, which it was the first ever varsity debut for Carnite on the West Linn side, taking down last year's third-place Christensen in-state. That's an incredible moment for him. I think that was the most lively the gym got here. And then the other side, both the Godley brothers for Crater showed their class, showed there's the genetics in the blood. Obviously, their dad was a 2-time state champion. Aiden got the victory, and Jackson got the victory. Those are the highlights for me on the Crater side.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It was a great start for Crater. West Linn responded. There was a moment there for West Linn where it looked like they were going to, come back and win this match. And, they got 2 straight pins with it was Dillingham and it was Carnite. Carnite, earned some points.
Yeah, Carnite got 3. Dillingham got 6.
And then Dillingham and then Gray earned 6 points. So that was 15 straight points there for West Linn. And then props to Crater. And, of course, the forfeit helped, earning 6 points, but nonetheless, it was really big by a couple of athletes. Cooper Fisher, got some points, 3 points, and then Brem over Pasador for the 6 points and the 37-27 victory. So if you're a 5A team in Crater and you come all this way up to West Linn, the defending 6A state champions, you got to feel pretty good about yourselves and your prospects to be able to win the 5A state championship this year in the wrestling.
Yeah, don't mess around with Medford is what we learned in this one. And one of my favorite matches that we didn't mention, the penultimate match between Cooper Fisher and Zach Welch. That was one, considering at the time we didn't really know the next one was going to be a forfeit. We didn't know what the circumstances were going to be with Gowan. Fisher and Welch was probably the most even match we saw throughout the 13 today. And that one being so even, it was entertaining to see. And Fisher ultimately took it for Crater.
That's going to do it for our broadcast today. We'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast. We'd like to thank West Linn High School and their athletic director and their team for making this broadcast possible. Thank you for Adam Sussman and Joe Brett, executive producer, for making tonight possible. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard is Crater 37, West Linn 27. This has been a presentation of Table Rock Sports. .net. Again, our executive producer, Joe Brett. With Adam Sussman, I'm Sean McPherson saying thanks for watching and good night from West Linn High School in West Linn, Oregon. Have a great night, everybody.